Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today, guys, we're gonna be doing a total drama All Stars tier list. Um, once again, the rankings or the tiers, or whatever, are self-explanatory, so I shouldn't have to go into them. Let's just get started right into this tier list. Duncan. Oh, by the way, like I said in all my other videos, that I will be giving my full thoughts on the season at the end of the video. So stick around to the end, I guess, if you want to hear that. So All Stars. Duncan. Not that good. You're going to be seeing a lot of bad today. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. You're going to be seeing a lot of bad today, more than any other season. But Duncan, here's our first bad of the day. Duncan, not that good. Um, so his storyline was simply him like trying to I don't even know how to describe it. It's he was trying to be evil, but instead he just kept doing nice things, and that's so stupid. Like let's be honest, that's stupid. And it just kept continuing, and it never really developed any. And well, it did develop, it just got worse. So I guess that's sort of kind of development, just in a bad way. I don't know, but he just got nicer and nicer and nicer until in the episode, you gotta be kidding me, he blew up Chris's mansion or cottage. That's actually one of the only funny All Stars jokes is the mansion joke, but getting off of that, he blew up the cottage or the mansion, and he got eliminated for that, and that's it. No more Duncan after that. That's the last time we saw Duncan, apart from the finale where he went into the sun in a fart bubble. So, I mean, that's a stupid storyline. We all know it's stupid by now. The only good thing he did in All Stars was the Mal stuff, and where he how do I he well basically recognized Mal from Juvie, and he was like one of the only two people who knew he was bad in the merge. That's it. And his interaction with Zoe, because of that, were okay, and that's pretty much the only highlight he had. The love triangle stuff was just awful. Gwen and Courtney, the stuff with Gwen and Courtney was dog shit. It was so bad. I can't even. I'll get to the more on that later with Courtney. I'm gonna say with Courtney till later, but like it was just bad. It was bad. And like I said, I'll get more onto that later, so I can just talk about it all at once. Next up we have Alejandro, one of the only good characters of the season. He's getting amazing tier. I can't say out of this world, considering that I don't think he was well out of this world, but I think his elimination was stupid, but I can't really blame that on him. And plus, like I feel like his lone wolf storyline, or whatever you want to call it, was too short for me to put him in that out of this world tier. But I do feel like he was one of more bright spots in All Stars. Maybe because everyone else was just so awful around him. Maybe he looks so much better because of that. But even still, I like what they did with Alejandro, making him into sort of a hero. I don't know if they did that on purpose, but that's what they did. So it is what it is. Where he was basically the only one, but after Duncan left, he was pretty much the only one who knew Mal was Mal, because he's like the only one that wasn't completely brain dead at that point. So he was basically like, once again, the only one that was trying to get Mal out. And of course, his elimination was super stupid. Don't even get me started on that. And so, I mean, yeah, that's his storyline. The stuff with Heather in the beginning was fine. It was good. His using the Chris Amini idol on Heather was one of All Star's best moments. So he does have that in his pocket. But outside of that, the Heather stuff was it was fine. Nothing too amazing. It capped off their storyline well. I could say that much, which is honestly a lot compared to some of these other characters that I will get to later on. Speaking of Heather, let me just do her right now. Heather was good. I can't say great. She was good. There was a part in the show, not in the show, but like in the season, where she used the idol, like she had the idol. It was the episode where they went to the Fun Time, whatever the fuck, Fun Time Boney Island, and she had the idol, and she put in her, well, she didn't put it in her bra. She fucking put it like beside some rocks where Alejandro was. It was stupid. It was a stupid move. But other than that one mistake, I do believe she was pretty good in the season. Her stuff with Joe was pretty good. And so, yeah, I mean, Alejandro and Heather as a whole were some of the only good characters of the season, because, well, they were like the only ones not completely dumbed down to a stupid degree. I think Heather got out of there before Mal would have bodied her, which would have been so awful. Fucking Mal bodying Heather, that would have been so bad to watch. Thankfully, we didn't get that though. That I'm thinking about it right now. That would have been so bad, but he did body Alejandro for no reason, and yeah. So I mean that's why I would have had those two. Lindsay first out, but I would still put her in good. The pushing the cart thing was kind of stupid, but then again, she did forget her boyfriend's name, so I mean, she's stupid already, so I can't really take that too seriously, you know. Um, like I said, first out, not much there to talk about with her. I do wish she went further in the season, for the simple fact because, well, it's Lindsay, and I feel like she could have been one of the more entertaining characters of the season, considering who we have left here. So I mean, yeah, and I feel like she had a lot of story potential still on the table with Heather. Well, she had an interaction with Heather, which was honestly entertaining, and I wish they played more into her background with Heather in the season. You also had her connection with Courtney. You could have done something with like Joe. You could have done something with Gwen, Cameron. You could have done something with all of them with Lindsay, but that didn't happen. She was versed out, but still, she was good. I can't put her in great because once again, she was only in one episode. So there you go. Mal. Okay, Mal's obviously bad. I'm not gonna even go and rank Mike considering Mike was in the show for like 2 seconds, so I'm not gonna rank Mike at all. Just, just, I'm just gonna rank Mal and Mike at this as the same thing. Um, where do I get started? This motherfucker is so dumb, bro. It's so bad. Um, one of the worst villains I've ever seen on my, no, the worst villain I've ever seen on my television. Not just total drama, the worst villain I've ever seen. And I'm not exaggerating either. This motherfucker is awful, and I don't even know where to start with this dude. Let's just start off with Zoe. Because I'll save Zoe for last. No, I might as well talk about them at the same time. So the issue with Mike, well, with Mal, first of all, let's just go in order here. With is Zoe, all right. So Zoe is fucking always yelling about this dude. Mike, 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 I need you, Mike, Mike. It was so fucking dumb, and Zoe was dumbed down to the point where she was practically brain dead. I swear, I've seen kids smarter than Zoe here. Um, for example, there was an episode, I believe it was Moon Madness, correct me if I'm wrong, where Mike like trips Cameron over, and Zoe sees it, and she's like, "Oh, that's weird." Like, bitch, huh? Of course it's weird. And then it just keeps continuing and continuing. And you're just like, "Oh, that's weird. That's weird. That's weird. Bitch, do something about it. That's weird." Like, oh my god, do something about it. You see Mike being weird. Go do something about it, bitch. And it's like, oh, Mike, maybe Mike's the main personality, and Mal's just like a personality of every. What she said something stupid like that. That wasn't the exact quote, but it was something stupid. Um, the only thing Zoe did was fucking scream for Mike. And she didn't even go through any development on her own. It took her fucking 11 episodes to realize her boyfriend was a psycho. 11 out of 13 episodes. That is half of a fucking Total Drama Island season. That is basically the entirety of Total Drama Revenge of the Island. Like, oh bitch, what are you doing? It took you 11 episodes. And I had to sit there watching on my fucking screen. This dumb bitch just fucking ignore the most obvious shit ever. Like, even how the fuck did it's just like, how did Alejandro figure this out? He doesn't even know the motherfucker, and he figured it out. How did fucking Scott figure it out like an episode before Zoe did? Scott was brain dead too. It's just, oh my god, bro. And that's just Zoe. And I think I'm gonna have Mike one below Zoe, but don't get me wrong, they're about the same. They're about the same level. It's awful. They're so bad. Um, but back to Mal. I think I said everything about Zoe because there's not much to talk about considering all she did was be fucking yell about Mike the whole entire season and be just fucking stupid. And I could go on about her how on the millions of examples on how Zoe's stupid, but I'm sure nobody wants to hear me fucking talk about how Zoe's stupid for an entire like 10 minutes or whatever. So let me just move on to Mal. Like I said, Mal's the worst villain I've ever seen on my television screen, and it's not close either. I can't even think of another one. Maybe I haven't been watching enough bad shows, but Mal is the worst villain I've ever seen. Every single character, including Alejandro, was dumbed down at least a little bit. So, most of them to a major degree, so Mal could get good. Heather was dumbed down. Alejandro was dumbed down. Lindsay was dumbed down. Duncan was dumbed down. Zoe was especially dumbed down. Sierra fucking dumbed down. Cameron, Gwen, Joe wasn't really, considering she got out. Joe was okay. Lightning was dumbed down. Sam was already fucking stupid before. Courtney was dumbed down. Don't even. We'll get to her. And then Scott was fucking brain dead at that point. So everyone apart from maybe Joe and maybe Alejandro was dumbed down at least a little bit. So and most of it was for Mal, so Mal could succeed. And the thing is with Mal is he makes it so fucking. It's not low key at all. This motherfucker is literally laughing at starving interns, and nobody gives a fuck. I swear, I remember this scene specifically. Mal literally laughed at starving interns, and all these motherfuckers. Zoe's right next to him, and all he does is give him a glance. That's it. She doesn't even say that's weird. She just gives him a glance. Like, a bit, huh? Like, oh my god, bro. And then you have the stuff with Cameron, where, believe me, I'll get to Cameron, where Cameron just completely trusts Mal, and then he goes on some quote unquote lone wolf arc. But in this quote unquote lone wolf arc, he's like hanging on by a thread, and fucking Alejandro comes over. He's like, Cameron, take my hand. You can't trust Mal. And Cameron's like, no, I trust Mal. Like, what the? You just said like 30 minutes, not even 30 minutes earlier, like 10 minutes earlier that you said you can't trust anybody, but now you're saying you trust Mal and Zoe. Like, what the fuck? And I could go on and on and on about the dumb shit Mal did, but I'm sure you all are aware of it. And please, if there are any Zoe and Mal defenders and All Stars, please get in my comment section and we can have a civilized argument about this shit because I cannot believe anyone likes this shit. And I'm not even trying to be a bitch here. I truly cannot believe anyone likes this shit. And if you do, please give me some reasons down below, and I will happily debate you. Like not even like in a argumentative way. Well, yes, argumentative, but not like bitchy way. Like, I'm willing to be civilized here. Please put in the comments if you think these two are good in this season. Please, put in the comments why you think they're good, and I will respond. I believe me, I will, because I can guarantee you I can come up with any reason to counterpoint your reasons on why they're not good. Because these two are dreadful. They're bad. And now I got them out of the way. I'm not talking about them anymore for the rest of this video. Apart from maybe like a few references here and there to other people's storylines. I'm not talking about them again. This was the worst season for any two characters in the entire series by far. These two, if I didn't have like an already set tier system, these two would have their own tier with how bad they are. But I do have my own tier system, so and I don't want to change it. But just know Duncan isn't nearly as bad as these two motherfuckers. Just know that. I can't add another tier, so there you. Actually, I'm gonna add one. I think I'm gonna add the unwatchable tier. No, I think I'm gonna make it white. It doesn't matter. Unwatchable. And these two motherfuckers can go in there. You two can go in there. Fucking garbage. But yeah, I guess you need a darker color. It doesn't matter. That's fine. It doesn't matter. Sierra's fucking awful too. Okay, where to start with Sierra? She was dreadful. Not as bad as Mike and Zoe somehow. Somehow, considering Sierra was awful somehow. Um, so what did Sierra do coming off her World Tour season? She got fourth, and now people are expecting Sierra to be like this independent character where she can be more explored outside of Cody. They go back to the Cody shit just with Cameron. Why? It's why. And this motherfucker calling Cameron Cam Cody, bro. Like, oh my god. Like, who is this for? Who was that for? You had the potential. Sierra was in a decent amount of episodes too. You could have easily made like a storyline where she was more independent away from Cody. You could have easily done that and show how. And I don't like the relationship Cameron and Cody and Sierra have. I mean, but you could have shown that it got better in the off season. You could have shown how Sierra got less toxic towards Cody. You could have shown that development. But instead, you just showed it got worse. You showed that Sierra got way worse in obsessiveness somehow. I don't know how she got worse in obsessiveness, but she did. It got to the point where she was imagining Zoe as Karen, so you literally just had to see Cody with a pair of breasts on your fucking screen. It's just why? It's why. And then you have the mutant pet stuff. That was awful. Nobody laughed at that. And it's just I mean, awful shit. And if it was any other season, Sierra would have been the far worse character than any other season. But thankfully we got, well, I say thankfully, but we have Mike and Zoe this season, so she's not the worst character. So there you go. Next up we have Cameron. Cameron, fucking hell. Cameron barely gets out of the bad tier. he gets decent. Actually, I'm gonna put him in dislike. This motherfucker was not that good. Um, so Cameron, fucking hell, Cameron pretty much was Mike's sidekick the entire season. I need some fucking water. How much I'm ranting about this dumb, stupid show. But anyways, Cameron was pretty much Mike's sidekick for the entire season. Well, Mike and Zoe's sidekick for the entire season, being reduced to that after he won a season, the season prior. And then outside of Mike and Zoe, he did literally nothing, except with Gwen. That stuff was stupid. Where Gwen kissed Cameron. Why, just why? But that's another story. When I get to that later, when I get to Gwen's next anyway, so fucking hell. Cameron, I mean, the stuff with Alejandro that I already mentioned was so dumb. Where he would rather die and fall down like a, I don't. It's not a cliff, but like like fall down a hole that might kill him rather than take Alejandro's hand. That was one of the dumbest scenes I've ever seen in my life. And it's not like Alejandro even did anything to him. He just didn't want to take Alejandro's hand, saying he couldn't trust him, as if Alejandro was going to hold him, like hold him the gunpoint, saying, "Oh, if you don't fucking get out, if you don't get out of the hole, I'm gonna make you vote up now. I'm gonna make you." Like, bitch, just ignore him. Just take his hand and ignore it. Like, oh my god, bro. It's one of the dumbest scenes I've ever seen on my television screen. But even outside of that, Cameron pretty much did nothing the entire season. He got bailed out from elimination twice, and there was no reason to do that. And then he went on to the villains, where he added nothing to the villains, nothing. Um, and then what else did he do? I mean, that's pretty much it. He was just Mike and Zoe's sidekick for the entire season, and they had like a few scenes with Gwen. That's it, I guess. So yeah, I mean that's Cameron for you in the season. I'm gonna say Gwen for later. I'm tired of talking about bad characters. I don't want to talk about all the bad characters at once. Speaking of a decent character, we have Joe, who's I'm gonna put in good. Like I said, I already said that Joe was one of the characters. Already, as I said, Joe was already one of the characters that didn't get dumb, and that makes Joe automatically one of the good characters of the season, which is surprising. But I mean, the fact that the fucking let me do lightning too. The fact that the bottom three are higher, are like fucking one, two. Who was fucking third? Gwen was third. No, Scott was third. It doesn't matter about Scott. The fact that the first two eliminations are like fucking tiers higher than the finals, the finalists says something here. But with Joe and Lightning, Lightning was dumbed down. Don't get me wrong, but the motherfucker was funny. That's pretty much all I have to say about Lightning in the season is that he was funny. But back to Joe. Her stuff with Heather was good. I do wish it lasted like a little bit longer, like maybe one or two episodes longer. But it's fine, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty much all Joe did this season was the stuff with Heather. But the stuff with Heather was pretty good, which is why she gets good tier. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much it with Joe. I wish I could say more, but she had good interaction with her team, which was very much a refreshing thing, considering the heroic cancers were a dumpster fire of garbage. So I mean, there you go. Joe Lightning good. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Who's next? I'm not doing Gwen. I can't do Gwen yet. I'm tired of doing the bad characters. Sam. He was sort of funny, I guess, but that's pretty much it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. Yeah, I mean, he was sort of funny. Waste of the space. Brick should have been in his place, if we're being honest. Brick definitely belonged in the season way more than Sam did. I believe Brick would have made the team, the heroic cancers, at least a little bit better, which we all know they needed. Um, but outside of that, he was fine. I guess didn't do much of anything apart from getting hurt the entire time he was on screen. It's like if you saw Sam on screen, you just knew he was getting hurt in some way or fashion, some shape or fashion. I don't know what the saying is in some form or shape. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Sam decent here. It doesn't matter. Who am I gonna do next? Fucking hell. Let's just get these two out of the way. Courtney, Gwen, whatever. I have Gwen a little bit better than. I mean, Courtney a little bit better than Gwen. Gwen was dreadful. Oh my god, bro. Gwen was fucking dreadful. All she did was whine and whine and whine. It's the same thing with Mike and Zoe. If you believe Gwen was good, I know there's some people who think Gwen was good in the season. Please put in the comments why you think Gwen was good in the season, and I will rebuttal. Please, I'll be civilized. I'm not one of those bitches who will be a bitch to you about an opinion. I just want to talk. I just want to talk, bro. I'm not gonna be a bitch to you about your opinion, but god damn, bro. Oh my god. Gwen. Let's. What can I say about Gwen? She whined. Well, her apologies, quote unquote apologies, were awful to watch. She started off her first apology with, "It wasn't technically my fault, but like, what the fuck are we doing here?" Gwen and Island would have never done some shit like that. Never. I do. Watching this season just made me miss Island. That's all it did. It made me miss Gwen and Island. And then the stuff of Courtney was so fucking stupid, bro. They were friends. They were arch enemies for like, let's just say like 5 or 6 episodes, and then they were best friends for like 2. Then the dumb Courtney shit happened. Shit happened where she had a chart out of nowhere, which Mal somehow found. They never explained how Mal found a fucking chart and why Courtney would ever make a chart. But whatever. And then they automatically believed Mal that Mal was right, that Courtney did make a fucking chart, which Courtney never disputed for some reason. She could have easily said, "Oh, Mal made the chart and I didn't," and that would have been a simple explanation. But she never said that because I guess the plot has to move along. But whatever. And then Gwen figured out that Courtney was being a bitch to her, and then Gwen was all like, vote for yourself, and I will be your friend again," or whatever the fuck. I don't know. No, she was like, "Vote for yourself, and then you'll be safe. You'll just have to trust me." And then Courtney, the vote was 3-2, which pretty much implies that either Courtney did not vote for herself, which I believe she did, and I believe that Gwen lied to her, which is what the fuck, bro. What I believe that they implied Gwen lied to her, like I said, which is like what I'm like. Why? How does that make any sense for Gwen? How? How? If you want Gwen to be the hero of the situation, then you have her be the bigger person of the situation. And they didn't do that. If we're going with the route that Gwen lied to Courtney, then Gwen was not the bigger character, not the biggest person, the bigger person in the situation. My fault. So then, what are we doing here? Who got development here? Nobody. They both regressed. Both characters regressed, and this should have been Courtney's redemption season. This should have been Courtney versus like Lindsay versus like Scott or whoever the fuck you want in the finals. This should have been Courtney's redemption season. I'll say it again. This should have been Courtney's redemption season. She was literally on the heroic team. It should have been obvious as hell what to do with her. It's just, you take it slowly throughout the season, and they were somewhat doing that. I didn't like how they were doing it, but at least they were somewhat doing it. So slowly throughout the season, you should have made her kinder, and then she's not a quote unquote hero, but at least a decent person to be around. That's her redemption, and then she can win, or she can either win or she can lose to like Lindsay or something. It doesn't matter, or like Scott, because I don't think Courtney has to win for her redemption to be solidified. But that's another topic for another day. But what they did to Gwen and Courtney was just some of the dumbest shit I've ever seen. I keep saying that some of the dumbest shit I've ever seen. I can't think of another way to express myself because I don't even know. I don't even know what to do here, bro. Like it was just so bad, and I don't, I don't get why people even ship them together because every fucking time they're on screen, they're always bickering about something, and then when they're friends, they don't like they stop being friends like fucking 5 episodes later. Not even 5 episodes, more like 3 episodes. So it's like whatever. I don't know anymore. I'm done. I'm done talking about them. Finally, we have fucking Scott. Scott. I don't know, bro. Let me check my list that I have. Scott was good. I don't care. Where did I had Scott? I had Scott like no, not you, bitch. Scott was there. I didn't find Scott all that good like some others do, but he was fine. He was funny, and he didn't get ruined like some other characters. So here you go. This is my fucking list. I'm done. No out of this world. No great. Just amazing, good, decent, dislike, bad, and unwatchable. There you go. I'm done. I don't know what to say anymore. That's it. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Oh, I forgot the fucking season retrospective of how mad I was. Obviously, from what you can tell from my list, considering I have about half the cat, well, almost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have One, two, three, five, six, seven, eight. I have half the cast in dislike or below. That's how you know. All right, like you know what I'm thinking of when I have half the cast in dislike or below. So I think I gave World Tour like an 8.5, and I gave Action a 7, or like no, I think I gave Action an 8 or like a 7.5. If I gave those two like an 8 or a 7.5, I'm giving All Stars like a fucking, I don't even know. I'm giving All Stars a 1. I'm giving them a 1 out of 10. The 1 is because of these five and Alejandro. That's the only reason why they get a point. That's it. And then the season retrospective, characters were ruined. I don't even know what to say. Fucking hell. There's a reason why almost everyone hates this season. There's a reason why. There's a reason why the finale was fucking stupid. Literally, the loser was cheering on the winner, bro. Why? Why is the loser cheering on the winner? It is different to be respectful about your loss rather than be cheering on the winner. Because, perfect example, Gwen and Owen in not Action, but in Island. Gwen lost, but she was still respectful about it. She wasn't happy that she lost, but she was still respectful about it. That's how you do a hero losing. That's how you do friends in the finale. Mike, meanwhile, or whatever ending you got, Mike or Zoe, was cheering on the winner. So then why are we doing this? Why does it matter? If they're both going to split the money, which is mean, it seems pretty obvious that's going to happen. Why is this the finale? If the winner doesn't matter. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, season's the 1 out of 10. That's it. I don't know what to say anymore. I'm done. Fucking awful season. I never want to watch this shit again, but I'm sure I will. I like my next rewatch. I'm sure I will watch this shit again. But yeah, that's it. I'm sorry for being a bitch the entire video, but it's All Stars. So I mean, can you blame me? That's it. See ya.